Zithandwa, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you once again for clicking that notification bell. If you're new here, my name is Mncwaaa. Hope you stay and become part of the family by clicking the subscribe button. If it's red, obviously you haven't subscribed, so make it gray. All right, in today's video I'm going to be doing my makeup. It's going to be a chit chat, get ready with me. However, we're discussing all things marriage and relationships. I do have questions. I did put this up a couple of weeks ago on my Instagram, and I asked the guys that follow me on Instagram really to just ask me anything relating to relationships or just marriage related type of questions. So I do have the questions here. Yeah, I don't want to show people's names, but yeah, so I'm not going to be mentioning who sent the question, just the question. I'm going to be answering them as best as I can. However, I'm not a marriage specialist or a relationship specialist or a marriage counselor of that sort. This is just us just chatting and getting our makeup done. So let's get into the video. Start with the first question. Okay, before we even start with the questions, because I know that some of you don't really know me that well. My name is Mncwaaa. My maiden name is Ngobo, so I'm Mncwaaa. I was Mncwaaa before my husband, and I got married back in 2016. We got married in 2016. We've been married for 5 years this year, but we've been together for 10 years. That's just the lowdown. And yeah, okay, the first question, now that you guys know that I've been married for 5 years and I've been with the love of my life, my best friend, my husband, for 10 years. Yeah, the first question is, my man keeps making the same mistakes. I've forgiven him too many times. What should I do? So I don't know the context of this situation. I don't know what type of mistakes this person has made. There's a lot of mistakes that you can actually make in a relationship. So for me, it's not easy to like tell someone what to do, and I really don't know what happened and what type of mistake the partner has made. However, I will just share my thoughts in terms of the type of mistakes that couples or people that tend to make in relationships. I need to get my mirror. So yeah, there's different types of mistakes that one can make in a relationship. Like I said, someone picking you up late from work or from like your friends, that's a mistake. That can be considered a mistake. But there are things that I can tolerate and things that I can't tolerate. So this foundation. Anyway, let's carry on. I shouldn't have mixed this foundation, but you know what? Let's just carry on and see how it looks. So for me, there are mistakes that you are able to tolerate as a person, and there are mistakes that you can't tolerate, and they're just things that are just blatantly, I consider as you've done them on purpose and you don't really care about my feelings or my apology. So, or like your apology doesn't matter because you've shown already that, you know what, you're inconsiderate. So I can't really give an answer when it comes to this question, unless I know exactly what has happened. So we're just gonna move right on to the next question. The next question says, do you believe marriage is different from umjolo? Definitely. I believe marriage is different because it comes with different type of commitments. Because I believe that when you are dating someone, besides the fact that you can just walk out of a relationship, but when you're dating, you don't have like family obligations, family responsibilities. It's the relationship or the companionship is just between two individuals. And whereas when you're married, there's families involved. That's how I feel it is different. However, they are both relationships at the end of the day, and they both require certain type of commitments, but they're just different in effect, in a way that marriage comes with a whole lot of other things that Mncwaaa doesn't necessarily require. I hope I've answered that question. This foundation tried to trick me. Now look at it. Yeah, sometimes all it takes is to just blend your foundation and you are good to go. The next question says, a relationship for more than 10 years without commitment, will you stay? Honestly, if your goal in a relationship is to get married, then obviously then you'd ask this kind of questions if your goal is marriage, and if you feel like you'll only feel like your relationship has been successful by being married to someone, I'd ask myself whether leaving this person, will it guarantee me happiness elsewhere? Will marriage sort of like guarantee me happiness? Because for me, it was never about marriage. It was about me being happy and being content and being content and being with someone that compliments me, that sort of like understands me. And then marriage was like sort of a bonus, right? So I'm asking these questions because obviously the person that sent me this question is watching. Just ask yourself if you'd rather get married, because being married will not guarantee you happiness. Get that to your head, right? Marriage is just marriage, but you need to be married to the right person. And I'm afraid that if you're looking for commitment so much so that you'll focus solely on marriage, and then you'll sort of neglect the other aspects of it, because you need to be with the right person for marriage, for your marriage to succeed and for you to be happy. You need to be with someone that you love, that makes you happy, blah blah blah, the list goes on, right? But now if you're marrying someone just for the sake of getting married, then that's dangerous. That's just dangerous. I don't condone that type of thinking, but at the end of the day, the decision lies with you, my darling. You know exactly what it is that you want in life, but just be careful that you don't settle down for the sake of getting a ring, for the sake of being married, just because you're under pressure. You're seeing your friends getting married, blah blah blah, society standards and all of that bullshit. Don't let that get to you. I'd rather get married at 50 and be happy than get married at 25. Hope that's like paints the picture that I'm trying to paint. The next question says, Zamo girl, umshado unzima sisi. Please talk about the reasons we should stay uma sisifuna ukuphuma. So I hate this narrative that marriage is hard and it's difficult, you know. I'm not saying marriage is easy. Nothing is easy in life. Marriage is work, like everything. Like when you have a relationship with your friend, you have to make sure that you call them, keep the relationship going, find out how they're doing, go out for lunch. So marriage is the same. And worse, when you live with the person, you sort of start neglecting certain things, like being present with the person. You take it for granted that, okay, he's sitting next to me watching TV together, but you are watching TV, you're not spending time together. So I just wanted to just get the narrative out of your head that marriage is hard. It's not hard. Just because you have certain struggles now in your marriage doesn't it doesn't now erase all the good things that you've had. Any other relationship has sort of struggles and you have difficulties, but it doesn't necessarily now mean that, oh my god, marriage is hard, blah blah blah. No, that's not the case. That is not the case. But to answer this person, and the question that they've raised is that how do they stay when obviously they faced with difficult situations, because I'd say just remember your why. Remember why you got into that relationship. Remember what you like or what you loved about that person. Remember the good times, and most of all, like the most important thing for me would be just ask yourself if you still love the person, because obviously if you're no longer in love, then why are you still there? That's a major thing for me, because I hate this thing of people staying in marriages just for the sake of children, if there are children involved, or for the sake of family, or for the sake of abantu bazothina. I just hate that. Ask yourself if you still love your partner, if you still want to work it through, if whatever it is that you're saying is difficult is something that you can work on, then if all of that is possible, then I don't see why you should leave. But obviously if all those ticks are then crosses, then obviously work on your exit plan, girl. Work on your exit plan and know exactly what it is that you want, but don't stay in that relationship for the wrong reasons. That's just the one thing that I absolutely despise when it comes to married couples, because I mean, marriage is not like everything. Yes, you've made vows with that person, but if that marriage doesn't serve you and happiness is no longer being served, or whatever that you came into that relationship for is no longer on the table, then put yourself first. Like, if you feel like you can still work on your marriage and you still love your husband, and whatever it is that happened is something that you guys can still fix, then by all means stay in that relationship, stay there and work it out. I just wish you all the best, because it sounds like you're going through a lot. I hope you guys fix your problems. I hope by the time this video is up and you've already fixed whatever it is that you guys have been going through. Moving on to the next question. I'm sounding like a professional. Question says, how long were you with your husband before you got married, and how did you know he was the one? So like I've said, I've been with my husband for 10 years. We got married in 2016, so we were together since 2011. So we've been together for 10 years. When we first proposed marriage, so obviously it's different for my culture, he had to send a letter to my mom's and just initiate the whole marriage process. He sent a letter to my mom on, I think it was 2013, yeah, so it was exactly 2 years after we'd been together. He basically sent the letter proposing marriage, and then he paid lobola, and then there's a whole lot of stuff that happens before you actually get married. In our culture, there's a lot of traditional things that we do, like traditional weddings that you do. So my husband had to do all of that before we had a white wedding. So we had our first traditional wedding in 2014. The list just goes on. But yeah, how did I know my husband was the one? It was because it was around the time I was reading Steve Harvey's book, Act Like a Man, Think Like a Lady. Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. It was I think it was 2010 when I was reading that book, and I'd taken like about a full year without being in a relationship. So by the time my husband came into my life, I already knew exactly what I wanted. I had a list of qualities that I required in a man. I had a long list of things that I needed in a man before my husband came through. So when he came back into my life, because we had dated back long ago when I was in high school, then we got back together in 2011. And then when he came back, I started looking at him differently, and he started ticking all the boxes that I needed him to tick for me to be in a relationship with him. So that's how I knew that my husband was the one. This is going to be the last question I answer, just because I feel like there's too many questions. So I'm thinking I'm gonna answer the last question, because then editing is going to be a nightmare as well. Anyway, the last question. Okay, this one says, hi, I know that you have 2 beautiful babies with your husband. How do you juggle being a mother, wife, and also YouTube? Okay, so this one is asking how I juggle everything. This person only mentioned YouTube. I also have a 8 to 5 job, Monday to Friday job that requires my full attention. So how I juggle it really, especially because our son is only 5 months old, he obviously needs more attention than we say too. So it requires, oh my god, a lot of work in terms of, but it also depends on you and what type of person you are, as a, like, what type of mom or a parent, what type of parent you are. I'm that mom that doesn't want to miss anything, be it milestones, be it anything. I'm that mother that wants to be there for her kids 24/7. So how I juggle everything, I don't know, but what I do know is that I had to tell my husband, sometimes I have to spell things out. Like, first of all, you need to communicate and compromise, right? So the first thing I did was, because my husband thought YouTube is just a hobby, and it is. I mean, it's partially a hobby, but I also am serious about it. So I said to him this year that I really want to invest on YouTube, and I want to grow my channel. And in doing so, because he's my husband, I needed his support, be it financially or just emotionally. So I told him that I need your support. I need your support with the kids. I need your support in making sure that my YouTube channel is a success. And my husband understood. So communication, and then he's been supportive. That was even before we had a helper, because before that I would juggle everything, like literally everything, the kids, work. Okay, I was still on maternity leave at some point, but I think you get what I mean. Yeah, I had to like do everything myself. So doing everything yourself, I can't, because then I start dropping balls to me, and I realized I've been dropping balls that really required me. My husband needs me, he needs his wife, we need our me time. So I'm still trying to figure that out, but I will say that it's gotten a lot easier now that I've got Uneni for my kids. So hubby and I are able to do things that we love together. Like, we love jogging and training together. We love just driving to the mall, just the 2 of us. So we've started doing those things again, because now we have help. We realized we needed help, we have help. So we are able to spend time, just the 2 of us, away from the kids. So how I juggle it is just support from my husband and telling him exactly what I need from him. So yeah. Hey guys, we've come to the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you have any ideas, and if you really enjoy this type of conversations, a relationship advice / marriage chit chat videos, then do drop a comment down below and let me know. Then I'll film more. If you'd like to have these quite often, then we'll do them often, weekly, monthly, whatever. Just comment down below. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm waiting for you to subscribe. Yes, thank you. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a huge thumbs up. Love you guys so much. Bye.